What's up, everybody? Jack Fall here on behalf of Box to Box Football. Happy New Year to everybody. I know 2020 has been a rough one. I would still expect the first half of 2021 to be a rough one, but onwards and upwards, hopefully by the summer, by the end of the year, we'll hopefully be somewhat back to normal. But the one thing keeping us all sane throughout all these lockdowns and all these tears and all this stuff is football. Football keeps plugging away, it keeps us entertained. And obviously there's nothing more fun than James and I making predictions that never ever happen and we can just get absolutely killed for when they don't happen. So this is going to be our 2021 predictions show. James, how was your New Year? Everything good?
Yeah, New Year was it wasn't like it used to be, but again, guys, you just got to adapt to the situation. Everyone stay safe. 2021 was a bit of a movie. We're this year, not just in football, but just in life in general. But let's see what 2001. Did I say 2021? Let's see what 2001 has for us, right?
Bit of foreshadowing. So James and I are going to go through a couple of things. Now, we didn't want to predict everything because we'd be here all day, and some of the stuff's really boring. But I think what we're going to go through is the winners of the Europe's top 5 domestic leagues, the Ballon d'Or, most goals, most assists, the biggest transfer that we predict, the Euro 2020, 2021 winner, and that'll kind of round us off. So to keep it fair, we've only done it on the domestic leagues because obviously you've got some players who may not play in the Europa League, may not play in the Champions League, who may not have the chances. So we're just doing it really for the goals and the assists based on the domestic side. However, we'll start with the most important award, Ballon d'Or. James, who have you got winning the 2021 Ballon d'Or when hopefully France football will have it come back and the Ballon d'Or returns?
I think everyone knows last year Lewandowski was the man. That was his award. Unfortunately, he wasn't awarded it. But if I have to go, this generally, first of all, is one of the hardest ones to predict because I'm like, who can I go for? Because I feel the players I want to say, I'm not sure if they're going to be at their clubs next year. So how can I say that it's going to be a permanent one? But I'm going to keep old school as I can possibly go, and I'm going to go for Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo will be the Ballon d'Or winner.
Okay, I hear you. I mean, you're an idiot if you, I think, bet against it being like a Ronaldo or a Messi because they'll kill you every single time. I'll just say I think this Juventus team, it really isn't up to scratch like it was before. And I think that Ronaldo might start getting frustrated. Father Time is undefeated, all that stuff. I've gone with Kylian Mbappe. I think Thomas Tuchel, and this can be his first Ballon d'Or, first of maybe 4 or 5, I would expect. Kylian Mbappe.
4 or 5? Huh?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Kylian Mbappe. Obviously, Maurizio Pochettino is going to come in. PSG are not doing well in Liga at all at the moment, hence why Thomas Tuchel has now been fired. I expect PSG to come rumbling back through. And then in the summer, I think we may see Mbappe move clubs. That's going to be a really big deal. I think he'll do well at the Euros. And I just think that kind of the stars are aligning for Mbappe maybe to win his first Ballon d'Or. Am I crazy? Have I changed your mind, or do you still think Ronaldo?
Mbappe is definitely a shout there. I would love to see them compete in the Champions League, and Mbappe is definitely a shout. I just feel like Ronaldo, every time you write him off, something comes up. I feel he is still the most clutch player in Europe. Euro 2000 and what is it going to be? 21 is coming up. Portugal are looking 2020. Portugal are looking strong and dangerous, and he's always going to have a say. I just feel he can do it. But Mbappe, probably my second option.
Yeah. So moving on, 2021, just in domestic football, James, who have you got with the most goals? Just for a bit of kind of background to everybody there, I should have probably had this ready. Cristiano Ronaldo, I think, ended the year with the most goals.
33 goals. Second, Lewandowski
with 32, and then Ciro Immobile, always there or thereabouts with 28. Doesn't get the credit.
A lot of penalties, but he's always there.
James, who you got for 2021?
It's a tough one for me because I actually wanted to change my Ballon d'Or winner right now. Jack got me thinking, but goals. I want to say Ronaldo because he was the number one again. But the problem is I'm not sure if he's going to be at Juventus. I think he's on his final. This is final year. On his contract.
I think he's got one more afterwards, 1 year after. But I think the rumors are like, oh, but they might move him now to PSG or to, the rumors about him going back. Going back to United, those never go away. So we'll see.
We're not sure about where Messi's going to be. We're not sure about a lot of these players, if they're going to be here or there. I'm going to say Robert Lewandowski, because we know he's going to be at Bayern. He's the biggest goal machine there. He owns the Bundesliga. He is the Bundesliga at this moment in time. If Bayern are going to win games, Lewandowski's going to score. He will score another 20 to 15 to 20 goals this season. Next season, he's going to carry on the same. Lewandowski as my top goal scorer.
So the reason why I love doing these videos, especially when James and I don't talk, is because when we differ on stuff, it's really, really nice. Because James and I agree on so much stuff that it can sometimes get a little mundane. It's like, yeah, you're right, good call. Yeah, no, you're smart. Yeah, all this kind of stuff. I've gone for somebody different again. I'm going to say Erling Haaland.
He was second on my list, to be fair.
I think that we are going to see, obviously, whoever the new Dortmund coach come in. I think it might be the guy from Salzburg. I forget his name, but I think someone else is going to come in. And like with Haaland, usually he doesn't score like one goal a game consistently. Usually it's like 4, and then maybe 1 or 2 he doesn't, and then a hat trick, and then So I just think he's gonna do well against some of the poorer teams, and his goals are just gonna stack and stack for Borussia Dortmund. He's just gonna get better and better. That's my pick. You still comfortable with Lewandowski? What do you think?
I'm still comfortable with Lewandowski. He's still the best team in Germany.
So moving on to most assists, James, who have you got for most assists? I want to get up the Squawker results here. So the assist record, Thomas Muller was top with 17, Leo Messi 16, De Bruyne 15, Bruno Fernandes and Hakan Çalhanoğlu with 14 respectively, sharing 4th place. Who have you got next year for most assists?
I have a reason why I believe De Bruyne. My number one is going to be De Bruyne. And we all know how great he is, but I'll explain to you why I believe he's going to be the top assist guy in the next one we do.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say for now.
So I've got Bruno Fernandes. I think if 2020 was anything to go by, we know that is the only creative spark in that Manchester United midfield. He's going to be feeding the likes of, I think they're extending Cavani's contract already for another year. So Cavani, Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, he's got all these guys to feed, scoring goals himself. And we've seen in a couple of his more recent games that he doesn't even really have to mean a pass that he's giving, and then he'll get credit for the assist for it. So I think Bruno Fernandes is going to have another great year for Manchester United. They will no doubt strengthen again in the summer. That right wing Jadon Sancho type position there is just another piece around him which he can feed. Kevin De Bruyne is a better player than Bruno Fernandes, I think. But my disappointment comes with De Bruyne, and the reason why I can't pick him at the moment, they don't have the attacking talent around De Bruyne for him to benefit. De Bruyne will create these chances and all this stuff. The one worry for me, I saw the Daily Mail. Now, I don't trust the Daily Mail really here at all, but I saw the £100 million Harry Kane bid from Man City rumoured this summer. Now, if Harry Kane goes to Man City, I think I would quickly change to Kevin De Bruyne getting the most assists. But for right now, I'm going Bruno Fernandes. So James said that he wanted to explain his Kevin De Bruyne pick for this one in the next bit. So this is the biggest transfer section. Is that the bit you were talking about, James?
Yeah. Yes.
So if you'd like to, I think we know who the biggest transfer you think is going to be. So give us some detail. What's going on?
I know everyone's a bit of suspense. What's James gonna say? Is he gonna wild out? But Harry Kane to Tottenham, to Man City, it could be possible for less than 100 million. Harry Kane, Tottenham are gonna let him go. You know what Daniel Levy's like, so that's just out the window. But
not gonna happen.
De Bruyne is gonna be a top goal scorer, and I expect this to happen. Messi joins Man City. That's gonna be the biggest transfer of 2021. Why? It's Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi joins whoever is going to be the biggest transfer of all time. To see Messi in a different shirt, even if he doesn't go Man City, if it's PSG, wherever, Messi making a move this year is going to be the biggest transfer no matter where he goes and no matter who signs. The reason why I mentioned De Bruyne is that I think De Bruyne is going to take a bit more of a sit back, and he's going to be distributing a lot deeper, and that's going to create more chance for Lionel Messi Sterling, Aguero, and whoever is there, I can see De Bruyne racking up another 20 assists and just going absolutely nuts. With the players he's going to have to supply, De Bruyne.
He doesn't. I think the good thing about the two players that we've picked for the assist, they don't miss games. De Bruyne and Fernandes, they don't really miss games. So you've always got at least some sort of a threat of an assist going in there. So biggest transfer for me, I'm hearing all the rumors, and maybe I'm getting suckered in here to a bit of posturing from Mbappe in their camp. I think Kylian Mbappe is trying to ready himself for a summer move. I think after the Euros takes place, which I fully expect France to do very well in, we're going to have Kylian Mbappe go somewhere. Now, I don't know where that is. Real Madrid have been saving their pennies for a little while. He's hinted multiple times about his interest in going to Liverpool. I just think as much as a Messi transfer somewhere would be good, if Messi does decide to go to America, it's a little bit of a damp squib for me. Anywhere in Europe, you're absolutely right. Biggest transfer of all time. But if Messi goes to the US, I'm going to be a bit like, eh. Whereas Mbappe, there's no chance he's going anywhere else but Spain or England. That to me would be the biggest transfer. So moving on. Speaking of Euro 2021, James, who have you got as your Euro 2021 winner?
It's a bit of a tough one because there's so many. Like when you actually look at Europe right now, so many top teams in there. You got Portugal, who are going through another golden age again, especially top young players. Obviously, you got France, you got England doing well. You got Spain, not at their absolute greatest, but still a fantastic squad. Yep. So many top teams there. But the team I believe is going to win. It's going to be Belgium. Why? You look at the talent that they have in their team. It's like there to be shown. If they can get Hazard back to where he is, with the way De Bruyne is playing, with the way Dries Mertens is, Lukaku is, I think that they're going to be an unstoppable force. And taking it back to 2018 World Cup, the game against France, when you look at it, I know France got the goal, but take away the goal, Belgium were by far the better team and probably deserved to win the game. They sat back. France sat back, withstood so much pressure. I don't know how Belgium didn't score. Belgium's team is just absolutely incredible, but now Belgium to win.
So I've got France, and I think you'll notice maybe a bit of a theme for me. I've got the Ballon d'Or winner being Kylian Mbappe. Shock horror, my Liga team to win is going to be my Liga winner is going to be PSG. And then, the biggest transfer is going to be Kylian Mbappe. I think that all of that rhetoric is going to go in favor of Mbappe. I think he'll have a great tournament, a great domestic season, this big transfer. I think everything will go towards Mbappe being kind of forced into the Ballon d'Or picture, but that's why I've chosen France. I don't feel great about that. I was really close to picking my two Ballon d'Or picks were going to either be Kylian Mbappe or Bruno Fernandes. And it was all going to come into, this idea that if Portugal do well in the Euros, that's going to help them too. If Manchester United can blag winning the league, because you've got to have those things. You and I both know the best player of the year doesn't always win the Ballon d'Or. Usually there's some stuff that needs to go your way, be it victories, competitions, or some sort of achievement. So I'm going to stick with France for my Euro 2020-2021 pick. So moving on to Europe's top 5 leagues, we may as well start with France. They're doing horribly in Liga at the moment. We're expecting Mauricio Pochettino to come in and take over as head coach there. I've got PSG winning Liga. James, do you have anything different to that?
I have Lyon winning Liga. I'm only playing. I'm only playing. No. PSG. Okay. Even during like a bad spell, they're still gonna come back. They're a team that can basically go on like a 15-match winning run easily in Liga.
So I'm gonna go from kind of most predictable league winners to least predictable league winners, just in terms of how the league's going at the moment. So my next one, who's gonna win the Bundesliga, James?
I've Bayern Leverkusen. I got Bayern Munich. I got Bayern Munich, guy.
Me too. The Bundesliga is competitive this year. Like, let's not, Bayern have only lost one game. Okay, fine. But there've been a few draws in there which are a bit ropey, and Bayern haven't been top the whole time. There's some other teams in there that have only lost one or two games, and they don't have many draws. They've turned a lot of their draws into wins, so that could be close. But yeah, I'm with you. PSG and Bayern probably locks for this year.
Literally locked in.
So moving on to something a little closer. What do we think the La Liga title is going to look like this year?
Let me just check just to make sure what the standings are like there, right? Right now, before I talk, but if I'm being honest, I have Atletico Madrid to win. Yes, they have 2 games in hand on Real Madrid and 2 points clear. You add that up right there. Let's say if they do win them games, that's extra 6 points. That's 8 points. They've lost 1 game this year, and that's to Real Madrid. I think that Atletico Madrid can afford losing another game to Real Madrid and still go on to win the league. They just don't really look like dropping points against other teams. Solid. Yeah. I think All Black this year racked up like 18 clean sheets. I think he's only conceded. Let me just get that right there. He's only conceded 5 goals against them this year. How crazy is that? Yeah. Simeone, the way he does, the way he sets up his team, it's a hard-working team. As a football player, you might not enjoy playing in the system for a long time, but and they know how to win, and I see them definitely winning this La Liga this year.
Well, I think he reached like his 500th game in management recently or something.
I think something like this, his 300 win or something like that.
Yeah, and his clean sheets, goals scored, goals conceded, it is incredibly impressive. And compared to
5 goals conceded this year, incredible.
And compared to Real Madrid and Barcelona in terms of funding, it's really not there. And he has kept that core squad there together, which I think is going to give them some real unity. So moving on, in my opinion, to the second most interesting league.
Hey, Jack, you didn't say who you had. You have Atletico too?
Yes, I do. Yeah, sorry. I've got Atletico too. The unity of that squad, Simeone, and unfortunately the teams who should be challenging, they've lost too much ground at this point. So Serie A, Milan have been top for a little while now. Inter are putting some real wins together. I think it's 6 wins on the bounce for Conte. Roma were robbed of their first game week draw because Amadou Diawara wasn't registered, so that's frustrating. And you've got Juve, who are hitting about 500 at the moment. I think, they've got 1 loss on their record, and then it's just split between draws and wins. So Juve aren't up to scratch. James, are you going to go with old, reliable, old lady? Or are you going to say that we have a new Serie A champion for the first time in 1,000 years?
I said to Jack that if Juve wins the Serie A this year, I feel like Italian football will be tarnished and ruined. No team should win 10 straight titles in a row. Yeah. Yes, they are 10 points away from the top right now with a game in hand. They've been split down the middle when it comes to games, but this team have a winning mentality. They know what it's like to win. I think I was talking to one of my friends. I said that Juve have won the title every single way possible. They've gone a whole season unbeaten. They've reached over 100 points. They've won from coming behind. They've led the whole way before. They know how to win. And when you have a serial winner like Cristiano Ronaldo there, they're going to find a way. I have Juventus to still win the Serie A.
I'm going with Inter. This Juve team does not look the same as it has in years past. Sometimes setting up in this kind of weird 4-4-2 looking, thing. Some of their more standout players are not players who you would expect to hear from in world football. Kulusevski, for example, has been one of Juve's better players. And you go kind of, who? That's not Douglas Costa. That's not Paul Pogba, Vidal. The names of old Pirlo, who would usually be standout names. And I just think there's something a little different to them this time. Yeah, again, you're a fool to root against Cristiano Ronaldo, but Ronaldo is pulling his weight. It's the rest of the squad that is not pulling their weight for Juventus this year. And you know what Antonio Conte's like. When he gets kind of the bit between his teeth, he's ready to go. He's gonna his energy and anger and frustration is gonna feed into these experienced now Inter Milan players. Milan are just, I think it's going to be a step too far. It's a young team. Zlatan can't do it kind of all himself. And I expect there to be a few draws that come along, which Inter will then win. But I think it'll be close. It'll be close. So one difference there. Now, the most interesting one, in my opinion, it's been a crazy, crazy Premier League year. Who do you have winning the Premier League?
I said at the start, we did a few predictions on this, and I've stuck with one team throughout it, and I'm going to stand with them, and that's Liverpool. So many injuries this year. One of the biggest problems for Liverpool is actually beating the bottom six. I don't know if you follow the Box to Box Football on Twitter, but I tweeted out that Liverpool, they've probably picked up out of like 15 points, they've managed to pick up like 6 from like the bottom 6, which is not good enough. You know, that's something that they're gonna have to fix. But they have a lot of players coming back. And one of my favorite things that I enjoyed was seeing Thiago Alcantara come on against Liverpool and the difference he made in that midfield. He is one of the most sexiest footballers to watch. I know it's weird to say, but he's incredible. Him coming back, I genuinely do believe that we may see Virgil van Dijk sometime this season. You know, January's coming. They probably are going to bring in another defender. I think Diego Jota is also going to come back. So I just have this Liverpool team winning that.
Yeah, I do too. I'm not going to lie and say that I don't think the cracks are starting to show for Liverpool, because I think you think about John Henry and the FSG group and them wanting to kind of have some return on investment. The Van Dijk miss is huge, but we're in January now, and signing a really good quality centre-back to replace, not replace, of course not, but to just cover that Virgil van Dijk shaped hole that Liverpool have is huge. Jota coming back is massive. Mo Salah, is he going to go? Rumours there. Wijnaldum, is he going to go? Rumours there. We've seen more of a frustrated Jurgen Klopp this year too. Wonder what that will pay. But I mean, who am I going to put my faith in? A very inconsistent Manchester United team? No. Chelsea showing their cracks here and there as well. Tottenham also not on a great run. Leicester City, I don't think have enough. So I think the last remaining category there is going to be Liverpool. But that can all change with how this January transfer window goes.
And I'm just going to put one thing out there too, is that Man City are also there. They win their 2 games in hand. They go 1 point away from Liverpool. So don't sleep on them, but I still have Liverpool taking it all.
And I think everyone listening, a lot of these are dependent on things that are going to happen this month. Man City sign a striker. I'm not ruling Man City for a title run. I'm really not. They need to sign a forward. And if they get it and Kevin De Bruyne can service that forward, Man City are going to start really winning some games. Manchester United win the league and Portugal win the Euros. Bruno Fernandes will probably win the Ballon d'Or. Kylian Mbappe wins the Liga title, gets a big move to Real Madrid and wins the Euros. He's going to do that. Juventus, Portugal, and Juventus are successful domestically. Portugal are successful domestically. Maybe Juve somehow managed to blag the Champions League. Cristiano Ronaldo is winning the Ballon d'Or. A lot of things here can change and happen which affect everything else. Sorry, James.
Don't sleep on my boy Neymar, because he was one I was gonna say for the Ballon d'Or. Don't sleep on him, please.
Yeah, I don't know about I feel like Neymar is gonna be the nearly kid for his career. Maybe that's a bit harsh, but I don't know if he's ever gonna have a consistent calendar year where he's gonna be considered the best player. He's always gonna be top 5. You know what I mean?
He's injured right now, but let's save that for a different debate. But
so James, I mean, unless there's anything else you wanted to mention, I think those are our predictions for the main parts of the year. What do you think?
That's all I got, guys. I want to know what everyone has right there. Comment down below. What's it? Ballon d'Or winner, most goals, most assists,
biggest transfer, Euro 2020,
and Euro 2020. All the leagues. Comment down below, guys. Tell me what you think. Box to Box Football. Me and Jack, and